The OneFootball app has a brand new look, but all the same old features that are useful for an FPL manager. Get customized push notifications to receive team news, goal alerts, and more. Download it for free via the link in the description. It's been a disappointing Double Gameweek 24 so far, and a score of 73 points has seen a drop down to around 7k. It was job done for Pope in the first of his 2 fixtures. He made 3 saves to keep out Crystal Palace in a 3-0 win. Me played his part in the clean sheet, but had to be taken off on a stretcher after colliding with Jordan Ayew, and will now miss the meeting with Fulham due to concussion protocols. Walker-Peters was another casualty. Having only just recovered from injury, he now looks set for another spell on the sidelines. Southampton had a comfortable first half lead over Wolves, but a controversial penalty marked the turning point that saw the game tip in favour of the away side. There were points all across the midfield aside from Souček, who failed to take an attempt at goal in West Ham's 3-0 win over Sheffield United. But opting for the more differential Sterling captain rather than playing it safe with Gundogan is where the ground was lost. The Englishman looked bright once again, finding his 4th successive return before forcing a good save from Hugo Lloris late on. But Gundogan absolutely stole the show, winning the penalty and continuing to make those well-timed runs into the box. He did appear to be in some discomfort towards the end of the game, however, as he limped off clutching his groin. There weren't any returns amongst the forwards, as Bamford was kept quiet in Arsenal's 4-2 win over Leeds. It made little sense to sell Antonio after Calvert-Lewin's injury, but the West Ham striker suffered a setback and also missed out, so Adams will come in with his 1-point cameo. The free transfer was instead used to move on the injured James Justin to Matt Targett, and in hindsight it proved costly to leave him on the bench at the expense of Walker-Peters. We have a Friday evening deadline to look forward to for Gameweek 25, so let's move on to the transfer plans. The plan is to attack the Leeds Double Gameweek and bring in the in-form Raphinha. He's provided attacking returns in each of the last 5 game weeks to average 7.6 points per game. Since making his first start in Gameweek 9, the Brazilian has gone on to amass 4 goals and 6 assists in 15 matches, and no teammate has earned more FPL points in that time. Unfortunately, that does mean Souček will have to make way, assuming Gundogan's injury isn't too serious. He's a great player to have, but the fixtures take a turn for West Ham now, and those midfield spots are precious at the moment. We're still awaiting confirmation of the potential doubles in Gameweeks 26, 27 and 28, but there is a chance we'll know more before the Gameweek 25 deadline. That news could help to decide what to do with the second free transfer. Mikel Antonio would likely be the man to leave, if anyone else, due to poor fixtures and his injury situation. At the moment though, Che Adams will be starting ahead of him anyway, so there's less urgency to sell. If Southampton get a Double Gameweek 26, it would be harder to ignore Danny Ings, though that would mean potentially having to bench Adams, unless Gundogan's groin issue turns out to be more serious than expected. If Saints don't get an immediate additional Double Gameweek, then Ollie Watkins is on the radar as a potential target. Loading up on Villa assets seems like a good plan, given they're likely to have a couple of Double Gameweeks soon, and could also get a game rescheduled in blank Gameweek 29. But we'll leave that second transfer until further news, and here's how the team is set to line up. Pope faces a West Brom side that have started to show some fight, managing to score in 3 of their last 4 matches. The Baggies have racked up 8 big chances in that time, only 7 teams have fashioned more. All being well, me will be available for West Brom's visit to Turf Moor, after adhering to the concussion protocols. Walker-Peters looks set to miss out on Southampton's Double Gameweek, but there should be plenty of cover. With him fit, it would have been Cancelo who had to miss out, and given City's current defensive form, there's a good chance that would have backfired. Their opponents Arsenal have recorded just 4 big chances in their last 4 matches. Only Crystal Palace and Aston Villa have had fewer. Dallas faces a Wolves side that have scored just 4 goals in their last 4 matches, and a Southampton side that have netted just 3. Only Spurs have managed fewer. Salah faces an Everton side that have shipped 8 goals in their last 4 matches. Only Southampton and Liverpool themselves have conceded more. No side have fashioned more big chances than Man City during the same time frame, but Gundogan could be a doubt with that groin injury, while Sterling always carries a risk of rotation. Bruno Fernandes has scored in each of his last 3 matches, and only Gundogan has earned more points in that time. No player can better his 13 shots or his 7 efforts on target. Bamford faces a Wolves defence that have kept just 2 clean sheets in the last 23 Premier League games they've played without Willy Bolly. His second fixture of the double game week comes against an out-of-form Southampton side that have conceded a league-high 15 goals in the last 4 game weeks. Adams appears to have lost his place in the starting 11, but should get game time across the 2 matches against Chelsea and Leeds. He still ranks top amongst teammates for big chances in the last 4 game weeks, with 4, 1 more than Danny Ings has had. Although Bruno Fernandes should be considered for the armband amongst single game week players, it's always more tempting to back a player with 2 matches. Therefore, it comes down to a choice between Bamford and Raphinha. In the last 6 game weeks, it's actually the midfielder who scored the most points. The pair have each taken 13 shots with 7 on target, though Bamford has recorded more big chances and shots in the box. He's also created 3 big chances compared to Raphinha's 1. So there is a small edge there for the forward, and that, along with his penalty duties and higher ownership, is why he will take the armband.